cardiologist and a health coach in St. George, and super excited to have Angela Chavez here with us. And Angela, I'm going to turn the time over to you. You'll turn it back to me, and I'll lead the stretch. But yeah, share with us your connection to Intermountain and how long you've been here, and then dive into your message. Happy to have you.
Sounds good. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here with you today. So my name's Angela. I am the director of our student programs team, and our team is part of HR. We're part of the Learning Network, and we do all of the student placement for any unpaid student that comes through Intermountain, whether that's on a business internship or a clinical rotation in basically any area. We support those rotations, and that comes through a couple of different areas. That's a lot of the operational support, what the students need to have in place in order to legally be here, seeing our patients, following our staff, and making sure that they're prepared to do that. And we do a lot of relations with the schools for that, and it's a great team. We are just starting our integration in the Peaks region as of about the past 8 months, and so we are officially a system-wide team, although just newly in that space. As far as my personal journey, I've been with Intermountain. It'll be 6 years next month, actually. So I cannot believe it has been that long. It has gone by just in the blink of an eye. And my background is in student services, and so it's been a really nice connection point to come to Intermountain Health and to be able to use some past experience to help us think about our student programs and those really important pipelines into some of our key roles here within the system. So thanks for having me. And yeah, I'll share my Be Well moment. This is something that's been on the minds at home for me, having a lot of conversations about time and resources and how we get things done with family and friends, and kind of looking at that in person. I feel like winter is a good time to kind of take stock of time. As for me personally, I kind of start to veer into a little bit of hibernation mode over the winter. There's something that I had read, and I actually do not remember where it came from. So apologies, I can't give you a quote or an article or anything to reference, but I just remember the concept really sticking with me. And it had talked about how wellness and time management isn't about finding more hours in the day to get things done, because we really can't. We all have the same number of hours. Sure, we all experience them differently because some of us have, 10-hour shifts. Some of us have kids to get off to school. Some of us have, other 2 jobs potentially, and we're looking at, a very different way in which our 24 hours are spent. But wellness and time management, for me, what I remember from this, what I read is can be looked at differently if we think about it in terms of our energy. So we have the same 24 hours, but during those 24 hours, where's our energy being spent? And where can we actually find some spaces to renew our energy? So it's that concept of, for me, it was like, oh yeah, time is fixed, because I always thought I need more time to do this. I need more time to be able to get all my chores done. But it's like, you don't get more time. Time is kind of fixed. But what we can do to help us maximize doing either the things we love or being more productive, or maybe for us it's being more creative, is we can think about time in terms of energy. So if energy is the fuel that really powers us, then what can we do to refuel our energy so that we actually can turn those 24 hours into so they look the way that we want them to look. So rather than thinking about wellness, about finding more time in the day, it's about kind of figuring out how to use our energy successfully. So what's been helpful is, as I've shifted that mindset, is I've been able to think about things in terms of, I don't feel like I have time to do this. So is there something I can do to renew my energy or replenish my energy so I feel like I have the energy to do it, right? Often after work, all I want to do is sit on the couch and read a book or watch TV. My chores don't get done, my connection with loved ones doesn't get done, whatever it is. So what can I do to replenish my energy? So is it a walk? Is it, the 5 minutes to just doodle on a piece of paper? Is it listening to a song? Is it stretching? Whatever it is, managing energy is something that I feel like is really contributing to my overall wellness. So I would just encourage everyone to kind of make that shift and see if it works for you. See if you can think about ways to shape your perception of time and the time that we have in a day to our energy stores and what we have the energy to do or not to do, and that we can kind of build some moments to reflect on our energy into our daily lives. And that's something that I've encouraged my team to do too. Is we're trying to think about ways to what does replenish our energy. What is it that actually helps us feel more energetic? So that's my moment, and I hope it's that it kind of helps. Maybe it's not the way for everybody to think about time, but for me, it's been really impactful. So thanks for having me, and I will turn it back to you, Shanda, for the stretch.
Angela, thank you so much for sharing that. And I am curious, I know you just said that, like just figuring out what energizes you, like that brings that energy back is kind of your landmark. Anything else you'd add to like how you found like what really works for you?
Yeah, I think for me, it's building what energizes me into a consistent schedule, right? And so it's like the idea that every day is going to start with that. For me, it's walking my dogs. That is a non-negotiable for me. Even if it's dark and it's freezing and it is non-negotiable that my dogs get walked. And sometimes that means that I don't get some other things done in the morning that I would like to do. I don't get to unload the dishwasher right away. I don't get to, whatever. But it is allowing me to make sure that there's something that replenishes my energy, or at least I guess in that case, in the morning, I start my day off with energy, with having that time built in. It is consistent. Like I said, it's a non-negotiable for me to build my energy in that way. And I think that is what's been really helpful for me, is just making sure I know where that fits into my day, and make sure I know that it, like I said, I hate to use the word again, but non-negotiable. I have to have that in order for my day to go off the way it needs to go off.
Thank you for that little additional bit. I know this few moments goes so fast, but really appreciate you sharing that. And I'll spotlight myself to help out with the stretch. And just in like the theme of checking in with yourself, decide if you would rather be standing or if you're in a position to even lay down instead of being seated. Feel free to do that. I'm going to stay in my chair, but you can adjust yourself as you would like. And just appreciate Angela talking about that energy. So maybe just take a moment and wiggle through the neck and shoulders. It's a place we store a lot of stress and tension. And then once you feel satisfied with that check-in, maybe close your eyes and even just tap into your energy. Like what's your energy like right now? What do you feel? And maybe even like what's coming top of mind for you as to what will benefit you and help. I can add myself in there too, benefit us and in energy, paying attention to what it is that we need, especially we go through this holiday season. We'll take a deep breath in and a deep exhale, maybe even a sigh. You can let it out. Let your chin drop down towards your chest, feeling the weight of your head pulling your neck forward, noticing how that feels for you. And then take a breath in. As you exhale, let the head melt over to one side, letting the ear drop to the shoulder, let the shoulders rest down. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, let the head roll through the center and over to the second side, letting the ear drop to the shoulder, let the shoulders rest. We'll take a breath in, and as you exhale, if it feels good, draw that circle with your neck. And if it doesn't feel good, then you can look right and left or up and down. Angela also mentioned boundaries. This is a great opportunity to check in with our physical boundaries in our body, pausing and circling the other way, being mindful not to cross over those. Taking your time finishing this one up. Coming back into the center, lengthening up through the crown of the head. We'll take the shoulders and draw circles with the shoulders, letting them pull forward to the ears, behind and down, circling around one way. We'll pause and circle around the other way. And then take a deep breath in, let your arms reach all the way up overhead. And exhale, fold over your legs. And you could rest your hands on top of your legs. You could let them hang down on the outsides or insides of your legs. You could hold on underneath. You can let the head hang heavy and maybe shake it yes or no. Noticing how it is for you to have the head below the heart. And then let your hands come just above the knees again and inhale, half lift, flatten out your back. And then fold over your legs, inhaling all the way up. A deep breath in. Exhale the hands down through your heart. We'll let the hands stay together at heart center. Spread your fingers out wide. Let your wrists come down so they're in alignment with your elbows. And notice if the shoulders went up to help you out. Relax the shoulders down. Then you can let your fingertips point down toward the floor. And again, notice if the shoulders went up. Relax the shoulders down. And then let the fingertips turn in toward the breastbone. Shoulders still relaxed down. Interlace the fingers and then push the palms away. Tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, round through your back. Stretching through the back of the spine as best you can, as much as feels good to you. And then inhaling up nice and tall, fingers are still interlaced, reaching up through the palms of the hands. Notice that the arms reaching upward help you get a little longer in the spine. If it would feel good in your neck, you could lift your chin. And then let your head come back to level. Take a breath in and let your hands come behind your head. We'll push the head straight back into the hands, keeping the shoulders relaxed down. Keep some pressure there as you push the head back into the hands. And ease up a little bit. Let your hands go over to one side, just about an inch, but notice your head. Keep your head center. Push straight back again as you're ready. Ease up again, and then let's go to the other side, maybe just an inch, head still center, pushing straight back again. And then ease up and come back to the center one more time, pressing straight back again. Take a breath in. Exhale, release the arms down, let them float down and notice the shift and change of sensation as the arms float all the way down. Pausing there for a moment. And then we'll take the wrists and the ankles and circle them around one direction and circle them the other direction. We'll point and flex. And then spread the toes and fingers wide and scrunch them. Stretch wide. Even if you're in shoes, see if you can stretch the toes apart a bit. And then just any other movement that feels good for you. And then squeeze your legs up nice and tight. Flex the toes back towards your face. You could hold onto your chair or you could reach one or both arms up toward the ceiling, or if you're standing, just reaching up, maybe lifting up off the back of the chair, feeling yourself stretching, creating this capital letter L for love. I am loved. Take a breath in. A deep exhale. One more time. Deep breath in. And a deep exhale, let everything go, and you can give it all a little shake. We'll run the legs, shake the arms, go, go, go for a few seconds. Just let everything shake, 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 shake. 3, 2, 1, and then pause and notice sensation. Maybe you notice the energy buzzing around the body a bit more, maybe some warmth or burning, some tingling. You can notice all of that. And then we'll slide forward toward the edge of the chair, walking the feet out as wide as is comfortable for you. Knees stacked over the ankles, the toes going the same direction as the knees. And then sitting up nice and tall, and then we'll stir the pot. You make this movement as big or as small as feels good to you. But circling around one way, scooping everything in when you come back, reaching across to the front. Finishing up this next one. And then we'll pause and go the other direction. Letting that feel good for you as you circle this way. Taking your time finishing up this one. Lengthening up through the crown of the head. We'll hinge forward in between the legs. You can use your hands or your forearms to push the knees apart and lengthen your spine to the center. If your knees go past your ankles, just widen your stance. And if your toes are turned out too far, bring them back in so the knees are going the same direction as the toes. And then keep lengthening your heart forward, shoulders away from the ears. Imagining you have that grapefruit underneath your chin to keep your neck nice and long. Deep breath in. And a deep exhale. Again, a deep breath in. And a deep exhale. You can use your hands on your legs to press yourself up, letting your legs windshield wiper in and out a bit if that feels good in your hips. And then let your feet walk back in. You can slide back in the chair if you are forward on it, and then just pause for a moment, maybe with the eyes closed, and just notice what that did for your energy. Maybe we add a little movement into what helps us with our energy, helps us to be a little more energetic so that we can accomplish the things we're not so energetic about. And then if you'd like, you could take a compassionate touch with your hands on your heart or hold your own hand and just offer yourself some kind, compassionate words. What would be supportive to you right now? Considering the holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, all the things that maybe you're spending your energy on and how you'd like to show up and what would support you. I am enough. May I be kind to myself. All is well. Take a deep breath then. A deep exhale. And you let your eyes blink open, maybe take in your space before you take in the computer screen again. Some great comments in the chat. Angela, thank you again so much for being here and for